Is this where we had the wrong parts?
This is one of them where you make, yeah.
That's a nice wheel, and you need to have good wheels on it.
Yeah, these are longboard wheels.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an example of how these wheels are coming off.
Now, on the bushings,
Yes.
when he made them, he made it to this size, which was the same size as the bearing.
Yes.
So when I clamped the wheels here, the wheel basically locked up because you were pushing on this surface, which is the part that's got to move, and
Yeah.
this part here.
Yeah.
So then I had to take it, I chucked them in a drill, and then I kind of machined them down by hand, so I got that lip as a relief. So when it's on there, it doesn't hit the wheel.
Okay. The new plan to avoid the cost of these bushings, as I understand it, is to use washers, a series of washers, many washers, whatever it takes to build out that
Yes,
space.
you can do it like that, but
The bushing is the right way to go, though.
But the bushing makes it so that if you are an owner and you have to switch out your wheels, these silly longboard wheels, it's hard to find the exact dimensions that you've got on there. So we need to be able to have a range. These wheels are 68 millimeters. The ones that Chris is designing with are 70 millimeters by 42 millimeters. These are 68 by 40. So if the homeowner was going to go switch out that wheel and couldn't find the exact wheel, they could come close.
And why would they switch it on?
I was just wondering that myself. Why would they want to switch to wheels?
Yeah, why would they
Only if
switch
it
wheels?
wore out.
Well, how's it going to wear out? This is not
never.
This is not a car.
I know. I mean, this is a longboard wheel, and with those bearings, I mean, the only thing that would go bad would be the bearing get rusted, and you can replace them.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's a standard size, but as far as the wheel, I mean, my son, he's got longboard, and he's probably got the same set of wheels on there, and he's been doing it for 10, 15 years. And that's going down roads and...
Okay, well okay, so there you have it. But still, the idea of replacing those bushings with a series of washers.
Yes, you could do that. It would just, you would have a stacked look.
Yeah.
And you could buy, use stainless washers for that. It wouldn't be too bad as far as cost.
Yeah, he was talking about aluminum or stainless, I think.
Or aluminum.
You want to use bushings.
But they are expensive to make.
Yeah.
The bushings are expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, to have these all made can do $100. But I mean, if you have stacked washers, and then it gets that kind of effect.
Yeah.
And these are real cheap, nothing the same size. These are just,
Right, punch out.
yeah.
No, but this, we had a pin and then we had spacers in between there. Why don't we just have a pin that size? Why do we need spacers for that? Why can't we just have a pin that's that sized and just have a one-shot deal?
Well, you could use a pin, but then, I'd have to, weld it like I've done on these down here. That's why I did these down here for extra strength on the bottom. But if you used the pin, then you'd want to weld it to here, to here, to here. Which, if you did it in between, it's hard to get the welder into these tight spots.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Oh, so yeah, I don't like that. So what are you saying? We have to do that there? Why?
well, that's there. It was just to make this bushing more. I did that so we'd beef up this end so there isn't no give.
I see.
Because, no matter how hard I clamp, they still aren't the tightest in the world.
Gotcha,
Some of them will turn on you. I got them pretty tight,
But if that was a pin that went through all three pieces?
yeah, you would have to
that-
weld it here and here, and then on this here, so otherwise, to keep it all rigid.
Okay.
Because this is making this and this and this all one piece by
So,
using the standoffs. But if you had to put a pin through there, if it wasn't welded, this piece would be independent and could slide on.
Okay.
Wouldn't have as much strength.
let me just understand this. So the way we have it now, we have a pin, and then we have these sleeves that go over it, and because they butt into the metal, that makes it stiffer.
Yeah, because it gives something for that. So I squeezed it, clamped it, and then I welded it here and here. Now I didn't weld it like this here, mainly because of decorative reasons.
Yeah.
On the bottom, you ain't going to see it.
Right, right.
You know, you didn't see it till I flipped it.
Okay, got it. So if I'm understanding this correctly, we want to keep going the way we've got it.
I think, yeah.
Now, Chris was talking about shorting the pin so that you didn't end up with this gob of weld on the outside, that you more filled in, or that would be filed down. What would your idea be on how to avoid, or is there a way to do this better, easier, without because we'd want this filed smooth.
Well, yeah, I was going to grind them, you know, smooth. I cranked up the amps when I did it, so it burnt deep down in. So when I did weld it, I still think I got a good fusion.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't grind them because I wanted you to see how.
Sure.
Yeah.
It is. And is this the way to do it? You and Chris know better than me, but are we on the right track here, or would you change that, shorten the pin? Is there anything you would do different?
Well, the reason why I was talking about shortening the pin is probably get more penetration where, you know, I burn it in. I made the pins a little bit shorter than what they were supposed to be, so they were recessed a little bit when I welded them. So I did get more material in there for welding purposes.
Okay.
And the other part is like when you do here, now I only tack this. Now, if you go and weld this solid so you don't have this seam here, and then you can grind it flat, and you get, see, this is two pieces here. So
Yes.
I've welded this together and ground it where you don't have the seam.
Yeah. Now, is that leg brace, this one here, doing a good job? Do we even need that? If we're not going to have that rest on that bracket, do we need that bracket?
Well, that bracket's what ties this to the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're actually welding.
See, this is
here.
to the leg. You see, I
That's
welded
what you're
this.
welding, so that
to
gives
this.
you.
That won't be enough.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
don't need this decorative stuff in here probably. So this might warrant a separate bracket where this part is not there.
No,
Yeah.
Liz.
And if anything, you know, I mean, I guess it wouldn't have to have this here, but it might have something here.
It still
just
needs
to hold its shape.
Are you saying you would prefer if it did have something there?
Well, it has to, right?
It doesn't now.
Well, I mean, if you take this out, then you've got only this. You know, and for building purposes, it might make it more difficult. I don't know.
Okay, so you're not anxious from a building perspective to see any of the structure go away.
No, I mean,
without
it could be
replacing
changed. I mean,
something
you wouldn't
there.
have to have this here. It's just instead of having it tied here, it could just come across here where they're not going to see it anyway, like this framework.
Yes, yes,
Where it just,
okay.
you know, goes around that. You don't necessarily have to have this because I don't think structurally this is really doing anything.
No, it's just clouding up the look when you look down from
And
it.
here's another point I'm going to bring up too. And like I said, I probably didn't do it quite the way Chris had it. See how these brackets here he's got in here?
Yeah, yeah.
The way he had them was like it was more catty corner to here. But the thing is, when you're going across there, I thought for the strength part, I welded it just in line with this.
Yeah.
So mainly, he could eliminate this part being made by adding that to here. So when you slide it through, it's all one piece.
I like that idea.
You know,
I like
instead
that
of making
idea.
another part where you stick it over here and weld it. And the reason why I
Lengthen that
did it
center
that
leg.
way, instead of going across, if I'm all on the 1/4 inch stuff, it's a lot more rigid. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
coming, and you can see it comes right up to the edge. So I don't think the angle of it really made a difference because it's only like a 1/4 inch spot where it's holding on.
Yeah. So if that just came straight up from the leg, we would be in business.
Well,
Make sure
I mean, it
didn't
is a
hit the
little
design.
longer. He's got a little farther back, but I don't know if it's all that critical or not.
Yeah, because you don't have it welded up there. You're just going to weld it on that front little 1/4 inch piece.
Yeah, if I do, it's just going to be that, but I don't think, you know,
Would you fill in the weld at that straight edge? Hi, Tina.
the thing, well, the only thing is I can hit it here. I can't hit it from the backside.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I can only get one side of it.
We're working through it. We're taking movies of this. So Chris couldn't come today, so we're trying to document all of this. Okay.